Well, this is just a very short video in understanding how to find the proper reactions in a truss kind of problem. And what my observation is things that come in at an angle are usually easier for students to get. In other words, if you have a B, which makes sense, there may be a BY and a BX. Because A has this force coming in at an angle, it's generally easy to see that this is going to have two forces, an AY and an AX. In other words, four reaction forces. However, if the force doesn't come in at an angle, it's clearly, not clearly, whatever, I'll say that it's often pretty easy to see BX and BY. However, there is only an AY here. The reason is this is a two-force member. It will not support. It only has force in tension or in compression. In this case, it is going to be in tension, pulling away from the joint, which means that AY is actually drawn incorrectly. It's really going to be pulling away from the joint. But regardless of the direction, I'm just saying that there is no AX. So if there is no AX, it's easier to not put it on the drawing, because if you put it on the drawing, you'll be tempted to try to solve for it. So if you have a two-force member coming into a pin, then only draw the force that is really there, and otherwise you won't get, or I think you'll get less mixed up. The same thing over here. If you have this one, there's going to be an A, Y, but no AX. There will be a DY and a DX. And the same thing here. In this case, we'll have an AY and an AX, but over here you'll only have a DY. You will not have a DX over here by the same reasoning that is. So those are in the horizontal orientation. Here we got some in more of the different orientation. I guess they're both horizontal and vertical, but if you have something like this, then let me zoom out just a little bit here. What happens here, you'll have an AY and an AX. But over here, let me draw that the other way. It's going to be that way anyway. Over here, you'll only have an IX. There will be no IY. In other words, because this is again a two-force member, it's only going to be in tension or in compression. In this case, because everything is going this way, this joint is going to be in tension, which means that reaction is going to be pulling back away from the joint only in the direction or the line of action of the two-force member. Same thing here. This is only going to have an EX, no EY, and this one CX will only have an X right there. All right, well, I hope that is of help to you. Be wary and be cautious when you're drawing the reactions to these where these two-force members are. Again, if you put an IY or an EY here, you'll be tempted to solve. You'll be tempted to solve for it, and you'll probably, or you might, get mixed up and get the wrong approach.